Hello, welcome to this update for the severe weather. Just to update very quick on this storm. So there's three slight risks now. Spots of Texas and Louisiana, the southeast, and all the way up to New York. There's one in Michigan as well, and northern to New Mexico and western Texas. So let's see here. There's two tornado threats, one from Texas to Mississippi, another one to West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Ohio, and New York. So please be careful in those areas, a tornado or two. Wind in all the areas 15 and 5% on the slight of the marginal, and hail 5% from Colorado to New York and also in Michigan, and 15% hatched in western Texas for some very large hail possible. So still be careful today. The storms yesterday were insane. I hope everyone is safe. Scared strong to severe storm development appears probable today across parts of Tennessee, Ohio valleys, lower Michigan over the lower Mississippi Valley, and to the southeast of parts southern high plains. So stay safe in those areas. Today you can see the hurricane here, few storms in Wisconsin. They go into Michigan later in the afternoon. Might be some gusty winds, some damaging winds, and some hail. And shows like these storms popping up in western Texas, northern Mexico later in the evening to New Mexico as well. Especially to northern Mexico, shows some strong cells into Texas. Shows like in the southeast, scared storms like here shows some in Louisiana, some stronger ones in Mississippi and Louisiana later today. A few ones Central Florida too. So stay safe. This goes into the night into North Carolina and Florida Panhandle in Atlanta. Still some storms. And probably tomorrow afternoon a few more in Louisiana and Texas. But these cells in the southeast this afternoon might be pretty strong for tornado threat as well. So be careful in those areas. Those in the northeast, in New York, Pennsylvania, some stronger ones in Northern Virginia as well. And even be careful in Canada, like in Ontario, spots southern Ontario into Quebec, a few stronger storms into tomorrow in southern Quebec especially, and also in spots of Vermont into New York still shows finger two. So be careful in those areas. Shows in western Texas and strong cells starting in New Mexico, especially south of Midland, around Midland, late in the evening. Some very robust storms there near western Texas with big hail and tornadoes possible. So stay safe. I don't think they don't have any tornado threat there, as I showed you on the map, but who knows? I would put a small 2%, but it also depends on the wind shear and everything. We'll check the Cape in a moment. Shows there like New Mexico, some as well, more rain throughout the night in storms in Texas. Still shows in Mexico some strong ones tomorrow, so stay safe in those areas. Shows like a lot of Cape spots, Louisiana into the southeast, a few spots in Florida, Georgia, and more concentrated northern Mexico into western Texas. That show more than 2,000 joules per kilogram, even to 2,500 near Midland. But extreme southwestern Texas, more than 3,000. So stay safe in those areas. Those storms come through and chunk it all up. So this goes and still shows more Cape tomorrow afternoon. So that show a lot of energy for those storms. A little bit in Michigan, but not that much. But more in Pennsylvania, into New York, and Virginia, more Cape there as well. So be careful those areas, and does show here like yeah, so tomorrow for day two still shows a slight risk Texas and New Mexico, and this marginal from New Mexico to Mississippi. So be careful in those areas. A marginal from Georgia to New Jersey as well, and also a few strong to severe storms in Oregon, Northern California, and into Montana. So does show tornado threat in Texas tomorrow, a 2% into New Mexico as well. Wind in all of the areas, the marginal risks, and hail 15% hatched in Texas. So stay safe, some large hail there's still tomorrow into New Mexico as well. So be careful. The most likely corridor for severe storms Tuesday primarily from a large form of large hail across far southeastern New Mexico and Texas, trends backwards during the late afternoon for early evening. As the severe thunderstorms also possible on Tuesday into Tuesday evening across parts of East Texas, no, in the east coast, and southeast New Mexico to South Louisiana in parts of the southwest. So northwest. I don't know why I'm reading everything wrong today. And parts of the northwest, like I showed you there, in Oregon, Washington, not Washington, Oregon, California, a few spots in Montana. So be careful tomorrow, especially there in Texas, in those areas. So day three does show a few spots in the interior west as well, into Utah, Wyoming, Nevada, into parts of Montana and Idaho, into Oregon. So still be careful day three, not the one in Texas to New Mexico, and this one the Midwest. So still be aware for day three and just general storms in the light green. Also, severe thunderstorms possible for parts northwest, the Intermountain West, Corn Belt, and southern Texas. So stay safe in those areas still day three. So just to check something here again. Yeah. So for day 4 through 8, still nothing, and fire for now, no critical. So stay safe those storms today and tomorrow. Be careful with flash flooding as well. There are four slight risks of flash flooding: one New Mexico, Texas, other one southeastern Texas, other in the southeast and the northeast. So please be careful some flash flooding. Day 2 more in Texas and New Mexico, and this marginal goes all the way to Maine. Day 3, Texas again, Oklahoma, and the Northwest and spots of the Corn Belt. There's day 4 in the north and slight risk in Texas and Louisiana as well. Not Louisiana, into Oklahoma. That's right, I'm sorry. So be careful. Day 5 still a slight risk in Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas. So please be careful. Does show day 1 through 7 still more than 5 inches possible in Texas, more than 4 in Oklahoma, and to Arkansas, more than 3 inches, and spots of Florida close to 5 inches or 4 inches through next 7 days. Next 5 days still shows 5 inches. So please be careful in the next 5 days in Texas. Even next 3 days already shows a lot, even southern Florida. So stay safe. A few other areas in Canada, more rain, a few other storms on the west as well. So stay safe in those areas. Still shows like some snow northwestern Canada and Alaska. In the mountains, this front continues into the northeast and eastern Canada. Some rain, even a storm or two in west central Canada. The European even shows a tiny bit of snow Tuesday, so this goes and does show some mixed precipitation. Manitoba to Ontario Wednesday, and more storms scattered in eastern Canada Wednesday afternoon, and even to Thursday and Friday. So stay safe. And the European still has a storm parade in the US for Friday, Saturday, a bunch of showers and storms. So we'll keep watching this. Be careful in those areas. And still shows in the southwest those very high temperatures this afternoon in California. So still to like 109 on the European, 107 in Phoenix. That does showing even Washington to 102. So stay safe. Monday, Tuesday, Central States, a few spots close to 90. Still in the southwest a lot. Does get better in the southwest, but still shows a few days like Thursday afternoon to Friday shows more than 100 again. So still be careful those temperatures, and does show here southern Canada a few spots slightly higher, but still northwestern Canada to Alaska those quarter temperatures, northeastern Canada as well. So be aware, but the south is milder. So stay safe. Even spots of northwestern Canada slightly milder. So be careful. And in terms of wind, maybe western Canada a few higher gusts in some spots this afternoon. There's a system in the middle of the Atlantic, like the extra tropical cyclone with a bunch of wind as well, but that's far from land. But that show Thursday, New Brunswick slightly higher gusts into Maine as well, New Hampshire's maybe more wind, and then the show later nothing really too crazy. But possibly long term, like mid June, does show more stuff in the US to watch. But something that is slightly crazier is these two storms in the Eastern Pacific now. There's Tropical Storm Cosmo and Hurricane Barbara. So it was recently given hurricane strength. So it still might pass close to Mexico, but staying out to sea as well. You will encounter some more wind shear and colder water later on. So be careful. And there's like both storms here, Cosmo and Barbara. Slight chance of tropical storm force winds the coastal Mexico, but not that high of a chance. And Mexico, especially some 50 to 100 meters in a spot or two, the coastal Mexico. So stay safe in those areas too. And it's risk started some hurricane force winds there in the center. So stay safe in those areas. Does show still these areas to 60% chance now of the coast of southern Mexico in the next 7 days. So still watching this later next week possibly or over the weekend. So especially like late this week into the weekend. So we'll keep monitoring that. Still shows like those heavy rains up until Saturday next 5 days shows a few spots in western Mexico, south of Acapulco, close to 100 meters, but more scarce storms central Mexico into Guatemala, a few ones as well, especially western Guatemala. Those heavy downpours into South America and like southern Panama in those areas. So still be careful. Cuba, a few storms in the Bahamas, some showers in Jamaica, but nothing too crazy. But we do have these tropical waves, the intertropical convergence zone. They're too far south to develop, and the environmental conditions are still not good in the Atlantic. But they might bring some adverse weather to Venezuela, Guyana, especially some heavy rain, and southern Trinidad and Tobago might be even close to 100 meters. The GFS even more than 100 meters in the next 5 days in Trinidad and Tobago. The icon is like to let's see if it loads because this internet is very slow. I'm so sorry. Here, it does have more than 100 meters into Guyana, Suriname, and northern Venezuela. It does have some in Trinidad and Tobago as well. But be aware of those storms from those tropical waves. Other parts of the Caribbean, like some shower storms passing by, but nothing too crazy. So, but there's still dust in those areas in the Eastern Caribbean, so still be careful. The visibility, like the air quality, especially the visibility, more spots in the Caribbean throughout this week. And yeah, so stay safe in those areas. Just checking here if there'll be something else. So the GFS does show Barbara and Cosmo just dissipate and swirl around each other, but later the GFS first tries to form something near Nicaragua, but then kind of fails, and then it forms something very close to Mexico again by June 20th, the GFS, and starts wanting to throw something in the Caribbean. So some models were trying to like, especially the GFS and only the GFS is trying to put something in the Atlantic, but the European long range, like June 15th, does have something again near Mexico in the Eastern Pacific, the other area to watch. So it does show there by June 16th this coast, even has by June 21st another one, the Eastern Pacific, the European, but the Atlantic's still nothing, the European. So be careful in those areas, especially the storms, Central America, in a few spots.